What's good, y'all? I was just sitting here thinking a little bit, and this might sound like weird, like, damn, this is what you think about in your free time, but yeah, kind of. I was just kind of sitting here just thinking about how everything always works out for me. Like, my entire life, everything always just works out. It always does. Like, even in the most turbulent of times, I was always waiting for miracles because I was just used to them. I was like, yo, it would be a miracle if it happens. Yo, it would be crazy. It's like, oh man, if I could, oh my gosh, it's stuff like that just always happened my entire life, which just means I've been manifesting my entire life and just didn't know it. But one of the things I was just thinking about though is that sense of always knowing that there's a chance that things might just work out in my favor was usually my light at the end of the tunnel, right? And another way of like seeing this too is like I was able to see the route for it to come into my life. Like like if like a sports player does the same move every time you play on the basketball court, someone can only dribble with their right hand. All right, well he's gonna go with his right hand. You could predict his entire path unless you're guarding Kyrie or someone like very agile, where they could just like cut left, right, up, down, and they're very unpredictable. It's like the path for the miracle to come into my life was always visible to me because my truth was there's always that chance or that sliver of hope that that thing is going to happen. And that's just been my little nightlight, if you will, in life. You feel me? I link these to be the early stages of like my truth seeker archetype, if you will. It's like for a while I'd never asked for this. It's just how my life started. Boom, okay, get to learning because you forgot some stuff when you came on down here. So educate yourself, make yourself smart. But then, like at some point, I was just like, yo, I did like this can't be life. That's how I really found the truth or started really beginning to search for the truth. Like I started to like just reflect on life in the way my life was looking when I lived in North Carolina and like even like since I moved in Denver for like the first couple years, like I was like, yo, this can't be life that I'm living. Like whatever this is, this can't be life. Like my life is cool and all. Like I know I don't have the hardest one, but I still feel like there's more. And then when I started to think like this and I started to articulate my thoughts and I started to learn about meditations and like different like yoga and different uses for like sexual energy, then looking over here that fairies and gnomes could be real, then unicorns, but then all of them relate to a rainbow that's a gateway to another. You see what I'm saying? When you go down that rabbit hole, you start to really think about, wait a minute, I only really know half of this world, if even that. But let's just say, the physical, scientific world, material world, and the quote, quote, whimsical, fantastical world, the dream-like world. It's like they're one. But we've been so geared into the logical side of our brains that we discount all of the metaphysical things happening around us. And I kept noticing them over and over and over when no one else around me seemed to. Oh, so y'all just don't see that it's 11:11. I mean, this was back in high school that made me happy. I'm like, it's 11:11, nice. Ha. Like when I noticed it was 3:33, that type of stuff, I would say, oh, look at that. But I never thought anything of it. I was just, oh, coincidence, right? But then when you really just start to ask all these questions and you start to just slowly get answer, it's like people will then start to look at you like you are either like a demigod, which is like the way people look at me in my life, or they look at you like that crazy person, which I'm sure somebody on YouTube has said about me. It is what it is, because you are asking questions that people don't even have enough intellect for, and there's just no disrespect there. There's some people that just ain't there, that they can't even fathom. It's kind of like not being able to ask a good question in the class. Anybody have questions? I don't know enough to ask a good question, so no questions for now. Stop forcing us to ask questions, But anyway, it's like when you start to ask those good questions, okay, I now have an understanding. I'm now starting to be able to create my own thought. So how does this work? But if that's what happened at this point, then what's this? If this food was so good for you, why are people still getting sick? Why does the body reject this and I still keep forcing? Okay, you see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to rant. But when you start to ask all these questions to yourself, when you are talking to yourself, you're talking to the universe. That's just what this is. It's very simple. It's like you are the universe. You are, the creator of this little life of yours. Like imagine The Sims or like a racing game, wherever it may be. When there's like a logo, like player 1, player 2, player 15, player 20. All right. Imagine instead of like a 1, instead of like a little Sims diamond, you just see an entire Milky Way galaxy floating above your head. All right. That's you. So when you ask yourself something, you're hearing a voice. Now, yes, some of you have to discipline yourself. Some of you have to encounter your shadow self because it is you, but that's the you you've been so disconnected with. You think it's something outside of you. That's you too. The same voice that has anxiety, doubt, fear is the same one that talks about gratitude, joy, and bliss. They're one and the same. I ignore that one. I named it Oliver. Everyone has it. I'm just really cool with mine. You feel me? But I would have never come to that conclusion if I stopped searching for the truth. Some people stop at the first answer they get. Hey, which way should you turn? Left. No, you should have turned right. Look, that was my answer. Left. And I'm going. I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to see if it makes sense in any type of way. I'm not going to approach the information I just gained cautiously. Nope, that was my answer. It's like, or, hey, I think you should go left, but they said it was more so towards the north. So like if I turn right here, I'm gonna go up to the north. You see what I'm saying? And that comes from trusting yourself. Sometimes, yes, and the negative expression of that is stubbornness. Okay. But otherwise, like in the scope of this conversation, it's like you trusted yourself because it's like, wait, I gathered enough information that I think this is a better decision. Now, whether you're right or wrong, life will be the judge. And then sometimes you're wrong to learn something else. Sometimes you're right and you won't learn anything. Sometimes you have to think life is going easy, just for life to be, hey, wake up. They say, don't autopilot this stuff no more. They throw like this, hey, do you still want this? It's kind of like Netflix asking you, like, are you still watching this show? Hey, you still playing? Hey, you still operating from that vibration? Okay. That's what I feel like my journey so far is like the truth seeker has brought me. And one of the things that I'm quickly learning about the truth is, once again, the truth doesn't change. It's just a lot of times it just has a different name. The gods, Buddhas, Allahs, Jesus, Yahweh, Yeshua's, whatever. They're all the same. They all are like the supreme source of power that we either were taught to believe in or that we have a natural connection to. Nevertheless, we need to stop fighting over that, because I know I had some aggro videos back in the day, but I've significantly calmed down because I really don't care. Because I have learned that, hey, is that your power? Is that where you get your power from? Go for it. It's kind of like a video game, like if Green Lantern, he gets his power from the ring. So-and-so gets their power. Thor gets his power from the hammer. This person gets Superman gets his power from the sun. Everyone gets their power from somewhere different. Who cares where you get your power from as long as you're not hurting people? That's where I draw the line. So I don't really care what you do. I want you to have a great life. If you pray to this God, this deity, and everything's working out for you, then keep on doing what you're doing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then maybe, just maybe, whoever they just are in disbelief of everything, it's like, is your way working? No. Has it ever been working? Not really. Well, then it's time for you to have a real conversation with yourself. I'm not trying to just like say the opposite just to be like to include everybody, but I feel like there were some people that started off spiritual and they found their route in like their understanding of traditional religion. I feel like that's possible. It's like everyone has a unique route. Some people are the hippies and some people want to wear a shirt and tie every single day. Some people need structure and they can use that structure to blossom in their own way. Or you could just go free balling, all right? And just go dripped out in the cosmos and whatever happens, happens. Who learned at the end of the day? Both of you. And that's what being a truth seeker gets you. You stop really caring. Like I very much only show like emotion and frustration and like with petty things just to be funny, just to be entertaining. But like the past month or so, like I've been in this whole state where I'm just like, yo, I really don't care about anything that's going on this planet right now. You're arguing about that. You're mad about that. You're offended because you just made that. Okay, whatever. Y'all, God. It's like, it's annoying, but then I'm just like, y'all do realize all this crazy stuff that's going on? Y'all do realize, especially the spiritual folk, it's like, yo, your ears are ringing like crazy these days. For me, I hear like a tone at specific times. Like, I'm just like, there are things happening right now. It's like, these downloads are becoming more and more available. Yes, some people are just gradually waking up with the world. And then it's like, okay, I'm glad y'all are waking up. I can focus on whatever the hell's going on. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like when you can see the cloaked ships in the sky, some people just say, what? But seriously, look at some of these clouds. Okay? You can call it conspiracy, whatever. Look at some of these clouds. You'll see, and there's so many different types of fake clouds up here. Some of these clouds is just purely smog. And I've seen this. Denver, surprisingly, has some of the worst air quality. When you go up on a mountain and you can see the city, it looks like an evil villain took over the city sometimes because it's just a blanket of brown around the city. Like above the city in the sky. I can see that. So then when I see that same structure type of vapor in the sky, I'm like, yo, what is that? Then you see these little perfect little clouds that just could not, like, tell me how they formed. Tell me how some of these clouds form. It's this nice little blanket, and there's the bloop, 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 these little cute little round little UFO looking things. And tell me how that formed. Well, some clouds just do that. How? Tell me how. Well, exactly. There is no answer for some of it. Some of y'all will make up something, you'll just run with it. That's a such and such type of cloud. Okay, well, I'm too far in the conspiracy, quote conspiracy bin for you. But the truth most of the time about all of life is right there in front of you. We exhibit characteristics from our parent material. I say this all the time because that's the one thing that sticks with me from college. It's like all the soils come from a parent material. Organic matter, big rocks that got grinded into smaller rocks, decayed animals, that type of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Okay? When you share these common things with nature, like for example, a lot of, like especially with African Americans, with black folk, it's like if you look at our hair when it's like cut, there's like, and it naturally usually has some type of spiral, counterclockwise, clockwise, whatever. That's the same shape as the universe. That's the same shape. Go look at a shell, okay? Same shape. The bottom of these pine cones, same shape. This fractals, Fibonacci sequence, golden ratio, that type of stuff. All these ratios, all these things are natural to nature. I made a new pattern. No, you did not. That pattern was already in existence here. You just found the right frequency to uncover it. That's all you did, And I feel like there would be a lot more inventors if y'all were just stop being so scared of the truth. What was that, the old military movie, whatever? It's like, you can't handle the truth. Some of you can't because we be trying to give it to you. Oh, no, that's weird. Oh, no, I don't believe that. Oh, no. Okay, hey, I'm not going to force it down your throat. I'm just going to say the way I'm living gives me a bunch of answers. The way you're living is just guessing and hoping that things are right at the end. I don't like those odds, Chief. I like to be running things in my life. You feel me? But anyway, being a truth seeker is fun. Especially when you know what it is and you can tailor whatever it is that you want. We can all be them. But there's some people that will step up to the plate. Some things you will have to learn the hard lessons, and some of them will just come to you easily. You have to be prepared for both. Of course, we like to have our lives as like, or at least me personally, I don't like turbulence in my life. I like to just be coasting, But sometimes in my coasting little life, I might have to, whoa, what's that? And that gets me looking at something else, and that will intrigue me to the next level of my journey of learning, if you will. A lot of people, it's like, I'm not trying to like be modest or humble in any type of way. It's just like, I really don't know as much as people think I do. It's just what I found out is like my bare minimum is like miles ahead of what other people are thinking about these days. This is why I have my issues with the dating world. It's like I hit this check, like this like speed boost in my brain, and we're all probably been feeling it. Where it's like, yo, I just feel like my thoughts are getting more, deeper. They're starting to feel a little bit something. When I meditate a little bit more, I'm really wanting to do this. I'm really starting to take my health seriously. I'm really starting to take my meditation seriously. I'm really starting to change up my diet for some reason. Yeah, that's what we've been trying to let y'all know about. People are waking up, and the truth is becoming more and more and more obvious to the point that you can't, discount it. Well, sometimes it's still in your face, but anyway, it's like that's what's happening right now. Truth seekers are waking up. This is the great awakening, the great reset. All this type of stuff is going on. It's like this has all been planned. Who wrote the plan? We can all sit here and debate. But y'all can see that there's something big going on in the world, in the universe, in the cosmos, whether you are tuned in and you agree with other people's messages or you just riding this out for yourself. There's nothing wrong with going for like a little midnight drive by yourself. You feel me? But it's like, pay attention to what's going on and then start to ask questions. The same way you need to ask questions about the nutritional labels on your food, you need to be asking questions about what it is that you're experiencing. Why am I thinking about these things? Is there something wrong with me? And then wait for a legitimate answer, because guess what? Sometimes that answer might be yes. Something's wrong with you. But it's like, no, that's not the answer I wanted to hear. I learned the spiritual stuff is just to tell me good things and happy vibes and namaste, unicorn farts. No. It's like, that's what something, and this might take me into a random tangent, but I heard the term the other day, spiritual tourists. I've heard that term before. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd rather you be touring here, but the way I feel about the community is almost the same as like, natives feel about you just walk around taking pictures of everything. It's like, yo, bro, I just want to live like in my own land. Right? That's kind of like how I feel about the spiritual community. It's like, nah, when you're really about it, it's like, you about it, and it's obvious. And then there's certain people that you just see, like for me, for example, it's like I've just been to too many spiritual groups where people call it spiritual meeting, and it's just a venting session. It's like an AA meeting. I used to struggle with this, and then I still blame my dad, and blah 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 blah. But then I found spirituality, and like it's like, oh my God, like as much as I want to be passionate and I want to help you through your problem, I know the advice I'm going to give you is something that you're going to ignore. It's like telling someone that drinks every day, hey, maybe you should not drink tomorrow, the day after, and maybe the day after, and the day after that too. And are they going to listen to you? More than likely, no. So you get tired of that type of thing. So I call them spiritual tourists because they wear the stuff, they wear the crystals, they wear the shapes, they make the cute tattoos, like they do all that type of stuff without really knowing what they put on their body, And it's like, I'm guilty of it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know nothing about Polynesian and tribal, I really don't. I know nothing about, I hope that's something Chinese, that might be Korean, that might be Japanese, I don't know. But nevertheless, it does mean something to me. But I hold myself to the same standard, but I'm marked with this. I mean, it looked kind of good too, don't get me wrong. But anyway, I'm just being random. It's just, be about this though. When you get into the truth seeker mode, when you start to like vibrate at this frequency, it's like, yo, bring it on. Be careful, because sometimes you think you're ready for something and then you find out and you're like, some people go crazy. A lot of people say, "Oh, I wish to reach cosmic knowledge now." No, you don't. No, you don't. Because when you get a really big download, you feel like you about to like just jump out. You might get scared at that. And you want the whole cosmos download? No, you don't. No, you don't. Enjoy the ride. There's a reason why you're here. Enjoy the ride. You don't have to read through the whole book in a day. All right. But anyway, truth seekers, keep on seeking the truth. Ask and ye shall receive. Ask the questions about the cosmos, about your day-to-day life, about yourselves, about your true history, about whatever. And be open. Don't be open to the wrong energies. That's why y'all need to go check yourself before you want to go walk around in the truth world up here. It's like it gets crazy sometimes, but it's fun. Once you know how to filter your searches, like in the Google, in Google or in YouTube, and once you know how to filter the searches, you keep the bad information, and by bad information, I mean the bad entities that want to tell you the wrong thing and lead you the wrong way. You block them out, then it becomes fun. But nevertheless, hope y'all enjoyed that. Hope y'all got something from it. To the next one.